Yeah. So thank you again. I love that you're also, I love your energy. It's very positive. I'm imagining nikiwa katoto kadogo unaingia mwalimu amechoka. Sitaanza kulia, you want to go home. But venye nimewaangalia, venye mumedance hapa, najua those kids are fine, so I will sleep very happy today. Watoto wangu wako sawa, si ndio? And we shall continue supporting you so that we make sure that you are able to even do better for those children. Sawa sawa. So thank you so much again. Ni recognize our chair wa education, PM Joroge huko County Assembly, because pia let me tell you, without the County Assembly hatungeweza kufanya hivi. Without the budget ipitishwe ili tuweze kufanya hivyo, we could not have been there. Also, in a very special way, let me thank our County Public Service Board, led by our chair hapa, Mr. Mwai, our chair Mwai, and your team of members, the vice chair and the members and the secretary. Nyinyi wote, you have done us proud. Kabisa. Now, when I look at the process you undertook, it was very rigorous because you had a lot of applications. Now, ukweli, sometimes you feel bad because it must show you the level of unemployment when you see the numbers that apply. Sindio? Ebu kwanza mujipigie makofi, because out of 4,009 people who applied, you are sitting here with with this group that has been employed of how many? 192 teachers. So from 4,000, can you imagine that? See, that is just God's grace. Because sometimes I tell myself, wacheni niwaambie kidogo. Somebody will write on my page, my Facebook, my social media. Sisomangi sana. Sometimes imekuwa very toxic kiasi. So I don't read all the time, but every now and then unapitana nazo tu, unazipata huko. So somebody will tell me, you will be a one-term governor. Mimi huwa nasema, by the way, even if I am one-term, si Mungu amenibariki? Out of how many Kenyans? 50 to how many millions? Almost now 55 million. Ama ni how much? Tuko wangapi? 50 million. 55 million. So, how many governors are elected? About 47 every 5 years. Even if this is the end and I become a one-term governor, kwani nitakufa? See, God has favored me. So hata nyinyi, after 4,000 people applied and only 192 were actually hired. See, you are very special. Sindio? So that is why I'm giving you the context. Kukuambia, sometimes don't think about what you don't have. Think about what you have been blessed with. And here you are, and so many others could have wanted to be where you're sitting. Asante board for the good work that you're doing. Asante chair for the guidance and the leadership. Mukiwa na secretary. Thank you to the secretariat. I know you are very overworked because you are quite few compared with the numbers, the amount of applications and the process and all that. I always wondered, Rabwet, ebu simama kidogo, chair simama kidogo. He was your what? Were you 10 when you are doing that? He doesn't age. I'm not saying you're old, chair. They have also stressed you a bit. They have stressed you a bit. But he always looks very young when you say that. And I'm like, wow, that's good. That's very good. Pia, I want our driver. Kuna driver alikuwa amesimama hapa from the secretariat. Alienda wapi? Ametoka. I wanted him to stand here. I was so excited. Amekauka kukauka. Si mumeona? Amevaa suti, amevaa tie. He's a serious person taking his job very seriously. So sometimes we are told, wacha even mtu akikuangalia tu ajue you're proud of what you're doing. Sindio? And that's even shown in the way you dress up. Sindio? Sometimes, let me say this. Our president, Mheshimiwa William Ruto, he's one of those, akikuona na nywele haujachanua, he'll tell you, chanua nywele. Because he's a good mentor. Can I say it that way? I remember at the beginning when I first started politics back in 2013. See, they come here. Now he was the deputy president then. So they come for a function, and these men, they are able to quickly walk. But for us ladies, sometimes siwezagi sana, hiyo nini tunafanywa hivi na wengine wanaenda mbele. You understand? So sometimes I can't keep up. But then at the time, I would have maybe a kahil, that's like a platform or something not very conducive. Na nakwambia Susan, nunua rubber shoes. Sawa. So I became the rubber shoes poster girl. Nunua rubber shoes. Uweze kukimbishana na hawa wanaume, si ndio? And here we are. So even me, when I saw that driver, by the way, na mkimuona chair, mwambie nitamununulia chai this weekend. Because I just liked the way he was so looking so good and ako serious. He's the first person I employed. Imagine I didn't even know. Kabisa, niko na 10,000 yake ya kunywe chai weekend. So, my teachers, Mimi, I'm so proud of you all, kabisa. Because also your faces are just bright. You know, you are ready to work for these children. Na mjue nimewaongezea wawili. Kwa hivyo hata hao wakikuja muwapee uji na muwafundishe kidogo, si ndio? I just love this team. Can I have this team forever, Zippy? This is a wonderful, wonderful team, kabisa. Kabisa, kabisa. Hata mmefanya nini notes zangu hapa. Bernard, usistuke sana. These are just, I am just so excited because the energy you bring, I feel so strongly. Watoto wetu watakuwa sawa. And what I want, Chair, our chair wa County Public Service Board, our chair wa Assembly, Education Committee, PM, Mheshimiwa, CS na Zippy, we must find how we must come up with more money to get more teachers. I think, you know, sometimes it's and I say that because I have always said, I never want to be thought of as a woman governor. I'm a governor. Sindio? But at the same time, as a woman, there's something extra. Sisemi nyinyi wanaume hamuleti. There's something extra on the soft side. Sindio? Soft side kidogo. So, and that is why, when we came up with the Uji program, we worked so hard because the money was almost impossible to get. You know, utaambia mtu na nyinyi teachers, especially most of you have already been teaching. Sindio? So you know the difference that kikombe ya Uji makes to that little child. Utasikia mwingine akirusha maneno huko ni pesa wanakula. Uji tu. And you know, you say, do not despise small beginnings. Sindio? So we shall work so hard, hata kama it's in a few years, to make sure sasa we upscale to chakula. But in the meantime, I know that Uji makes a big difference. Our enrollment has shot up. We had some classes that had been closed. Sasa zimefunguliwa. Lakini pia, the other day we went to the Senate. Nimeona Kitienya hapa. Kitienya, we were with you in some meeting with the director here. Now I remember looking at my numbers. You know, I like to look at numbers also, because I also believe when you make decisions and you use facts, those are better decisions than just emotional decisions. Indio? So I looked at my numbers as we were preparing to go and answer questions at the Senate Committee of Education. Na I think randomly we'll be taking, tukienda committee ya education, tunabeba walimu random kama watatu. Waanze kuona what do we go through, what are we asked? What do they want to see? Sindio, just to see like that. Nikauliza Kitienya, or rather we were with Kina Kitienya. I remember you answering me that question. That's why I keep using your name. So I wish I had that data today. And I looked and I said, Kuresoi North, for example, and South. I know the population there may not be as big as, say, in Gilgil, for example. But when you see the number of students are many times more than in some of the other areas. Na nikauliza, why? If it's kind of a ratio, why is Kuresoi's number so huge? And why are we doing so poorly in the ratio for student-teacher? One, it's because the numbers are so huge compared with the other constituencies. Two, it makes sense that a lot of the parents there really believe in our public schools. So wamepeleka watoto wao wapi? Huko. So I told them, I do not believe in just equality. It must be equity. Does that make sense? You do not tell me that sasa tukipata walimu 100, we just divide by 55 wards. Apana. The wards with a lot of students should get a lot more teachers. Na hapo PM, my chair, mheshimiwa wa education katika county assembly, utanisaidia. Because now when I got heard on the board, na wanasema na mbona nyinyi muna equalize the numbers. Wakasema the political pressure sometimes is too high. So yes, we must have teachers in all the schools, but we must have more teachers where the students are more. Sawa. So that now we work hard towards getting that ratio of 1 teacher to 25 students. Kitianya tuliona, the reason I say you is because I'm not using you who are already in the education department. It's us who are looking in from outside, who are shocked a bit. Which was that highest number? Ilikuwa 1 teacher. Can you imagine? 1 teacher to 175 students. Now in another class, a teacher has 8 or 9 or 10 or 18. So do you see where I'm going? We are very, very understaffed, Bado. So we will work very hard to see where we can mop up a little money to add more teachers to help relieve your burden. And I told the board, I cannot direct the board. Wako independent, wanafanya kazi yao of recruitment independently. But I remember when I first came in, during my campaigns, I would go to areas where the parents are paying the teacher. A lot of you have been hired today. Now I told the board, kindly, because I can only say kindly, I can only be persuasive. And even in saying that, they still have to go to follow whatever the regulations or the law is, yeah? So I told them, can't you first give priority to those teachers who have been in those schools volunteering for years, being paid very little? Because to me it means if I have been a teacher like Evelyn Komen for almost 20 years, making almost nothing, that means I'm very passionate about teaching. Sindio? So see, a lot of you are already teaching where you are. Ama nilidanganywa hapo. Board wameogopa wamesema, oh my God, waseme yes. No, we made sure. And also local. I wanted to make sure also you are recruited from where you live. So that hauanzi tena kutumia mafare. And then usikuje uletwa you are the teacher, unakuta mwalimu mwingine hapo ameteach for 20 years na haja absorbiwa. But I also know we couldn't take everybody. So we promise you, because by employing more, we also make your work easier. So we promise you to continue hiring and prioritizing those who are already teaching in those facilities. In addition to that, to make sure the infrastructure of my little ECD students is good. By continuing to build classes, but not just build a class and then leave, but make sure it is equipped with age-appropriate furniture, so that watoto wetu wakae in nice areas. Mtoto akiamka asubuhi anaambia mama yake na baba yake anataka kwenda wapi? Shule. Na wale wazazi who are taking kids to private institutions that some are not, we are closing some, because some don't even meet. Sinaambiwa mmoja mtu anaamuka kama mimi, nasema nimefungua kadekia. Kidogo when no one is looking, anaifanya ECD. So we are not allowing that, where we catch it, we don't like that, because we want to make sure the curriculum is well for the children. Sindio? But when we have nice structures, nice infrastructure, nice little tables and chairs, nice uji, good nutritional uji, nice learning materials, si watoto wote wataambia wazazi that is where they want to go. So we do our part, you help us do your part, and we take care of the children of Nakuru County, because that is the backbone of this country and of this county. And that is the foundation, and you are the one who will help us make sure that we've given them a very, 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 very good foundation. Kwa hivyo, mimi ni kusema tu, I'm so thankful. I also saw the men, Washira and the other men in the room. Nimeona, it is not just an area for women, for ladies. So pia nyinyi, the wanaume wenye have been hired, congratulations. Kabisa, sindio? Nataka Samuel Gesagwa. I thought I read it wrong. Asimame kidogo. Simama tu karibia hapa. Huyu muungwana, mnajua kujiamini. I love this man. I went to Elbagon. Nilienda Elbagon. It was a function ya Pyreto. Was it? Yes. Sasa nikiwa pale naongea like here. Now you know we had some serious guests. Sio ati nyinyi mko serious. But that day we had some serious guests. We had the chief of staff or HOPS, the head of public service wa Kenya. You know mheshimiwa Felix Koskei, mnamjua? You should know now that you're in public service. We had the CS, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture. Mnajua ni nani? Mheshimiwa Kagwe, si mnamjua? We had members of the National Assembly, Chair of Agriculture Committee. We had our own assembly. We had MPs, we had senators. We had a serious meeting. I'm very serious up here talking about pyrethrum. But from the corner of my eye, I'm very conscious about what's going on around me. Just a nature thing, natural thing. So from the corner of my eye, naona nasukumwa na watu wangu pale. So nawambia, I'm reading, but I'm telling them, be gentle. I didn't know what he had makaratasi kwa mikono. So I'm trying to tell them, to wink at them like wachaneni na yeye tu wape what he wants to give. So me, I continued, I finished. Nikikaa chini tena namuona anakimbia mbio kutoka upande ule. My people, pale hivi, wanamwambia tupe. Ananakataa. He's refusing. You know, I'm watching him. I'm like, this guy is kind of stubborn. Aya, nikaambia Wairimu. Wairimu wako wapi? Yuko hapa leo. Ako the other meeting. Naambia Wairimu, enda please, chukua. Sasa unajua haujui anataka kusema nini? Anaweza kuja aseme wewe ni governor bure, hakuna kazi umefanya. So you don't know. So I'm telling Wairimu, take his, I think Namwareri, take his, the papers, akona makaratasi. Take them, take his number, nitamuongelesha tukitoka. Hataki, ameshikilia hivi, nafikiri in his head is like, nyinyi mtanidanganya tu mtoke hapa. Sasa mimi nikajua tumeresolve, amepeana makaratasi, number tumempe, na nasema na mumupe pia yenyu. So he feels comforted. Sasa tunatoka pale nje because we were going to give seedlings and materials, planting materials for pyrethrum. Sasa we are flagging off these things. Sasa niko hapa na hawa wakubwa wa national. Hey, nani hapa karibu anivurute nguo? So hata mimi nikaona the bidii amefanya, hata kama ni mbaya wacha tu akuje. So nikasema nikaribie, nikamuuliza what's the problem wewe? Akaniambia me, I just want to be an ECD teacher. Na I have applied. Na hata nimeitwa interview. Tafadhali. Nikamwambia do not worry. Sasa siwezi sema nilisema. Because I'm not supposed to. Lakini tukasema huyu lazima afanye nini? But I want to tell you he was qualified. Now alikuwa na TSC number. Si ndio? Sasa ananiambia niko na TSC number. But now the funny thing, I'm trying to tell him, don't worry. Hiyo maneno nimeshika, wewe usijali. Haniamini. But can we clap for him? I'm so proud of you, Samuel. Do us proud. Teach watoto vizuri. I love your confidence. Now, ulikataa. Yani tu nasema peana makaratasi ukakata. I'm looking at him in the face. I'm like, please, peana tu. Anasema. So thank you so much. I'll come to the school you're teaching. Nitakuja. So once you guys are now going to be told where to go, I will come and find you. Na sitakwambia, nitakuja tu na nikae pale nyuma. But I am proud of you. Do us proud. Be a good teacher to those students, a good father to them, and God will continue to bless you. Kabisa, kabisa. Tumpigie makofi. And Purity also and the others, thank you very much. I am also a believer. You are not any different from everybody else. You are just abled differently. Sawa sawa. So the math atasomes wanafanyaga math. So kama ni wewe Samuel na uone ama Purity or the other, muone the way tunajenga hizi darasa, kama ni mtu kama Samuel hataweza kuaccess, mnaniambia. Sawa sawa. Because then as we are doing our next BQs and construction, then we make sure we are alive to that sort of stuff. Sawa. By the way, I have an older brother who had polio tukiwa wadogo, so he also has works with a clutch, one of the nini. Alikuwa ananiambia something I had never noticed. Akaniambia in Nakuru, the only hotel anaingiaga bila shida ni Waterback. Akasema all the others are not physical disability friendly. So we must start being alive to that. Na wewe engineer, wewe ndio simama kidogo, public works. Are we making sure our classes haitakuwa na stairs hata weza kuingia? Very good, very good, very good. So that's important. So as we incorporate and become a very, very inclusive county, which we must also make sure we are not shutting anybody out of being able to access the facilities. Asante. So do us proud, Samuel, Purity, and the rest of you, and tutashukuru sana na nitakuja kuwaona huko. Asante kina Regina for the good input on what's going on, and these were just a sample of all of you, so I'm sure you would have said the same things had you been up here. So asante sana, thank you. We continue with that, Uji. Hopefully, God willing, tutaweka chakula at some point. I want to tell you, my people, when I first came in, I was very clear in my head that I wanted to make sure you are PNP. Now, I do remember, not you, but in the health sector, some of my colleagues telling me that's not a very wise move, because ukiwaweka PNP waende on strike, you'll be in trouble. Na nikawambia, now those were the ones who were now already doing their second terms. Nikawambia, you know what? Me, I'll just believe and trust if we do the right thing, you will help us and not just go on unnecessary strikes, right? But also, if you need to go on strike, if it's absolutely necessary, we shall also not penalize you by not making you PNP just because I'm afraid you'll go on strike. Sawa sawa. So help me help you so we can help our children. So I am a believer in making you PNP. Hata nikitoka when my time is up, nikuache bado unaendelea. Kwa nini? So that mwenye anakuja nyuma yangu asiseme hiyo contract tumetoa, wacha nilete wengine. Si ndio hiyo? So I'm securing you. But pia na nyinyi nataka munisecure pia pale mbele. Hapo tuko pamoja. Na majenzi pe tena wengi na waona hapa. You know, sometimes we are told we don't do anything for our Gen Zs. Zinawaona hapa, hata smile zenyu naziona. So hata nyinyi munishikilie kule, si ndio? So tusaidiane kidogo, and I'll continue making sure that even as we progress, you are able to move to the other job groups and all that as we move. So that you also have a job with certainty, whoever comes. Lakini pia msiwe mnasema yake imebaki mbili. Atatuacha hapa tu.